And so then moving into the current situation and COVID-19, and I'm sure that you commented the list is long. What are sort of the the obvious ways in which colleges have been financially impacted by this?
Well, it's funny when you and I had a discussion about this a few weeks ago, and I was then saying, I think there are kind of 5 big ways in which colleges are financially impacted by the pandemic, and I was way off. Since then, my list is 25 and growing. So it's really, I just feel as though every morning I wake up and look at my various news sources and I say, oh, that's another way I didn't even think of in which colleges are going to be hit financially. But the obvious big ones are that the colleges aren't sure how many kids are coming back in the fall, because they're not sure what kind of programs they can offer. They're not sure how able families are going to be to pay for tuition, room and board. They're not sure what their endowments are going to look like. They know already that they're going to take huge losses in summer programs, which are a very important part of the sort of bottom line budgeting for a lot of colleges. And it just goes on and on from there. To start at the beginning, just briefly, I think one of the first ways colleges felt the hit was they had kids abroad doing international study, and suddenly they had to bring them home. So they had to buy plane tickets just overnight and pay whatever going rates were. Then they had to refund, in various cases, both vendors and other people involved in these international study programs. So the money just started pouring out almost immediately as things began to, as it began to become clear that countries were going to shut down, and then really the world was going to shut down. They had to cancel lots of spring events, and a lot of those events are fundraisers, or they're events that raise money in some other way for the institutions, big athletic events that can bring in money for the institutions. Pretty much all of that was gone. As I mentioned before, summer programs are a big piece. I work at an independent school, Friends Central, and we really are exactly like a small private college in virtually every way and structurally. And we really depend on our summer programs. Just to give you an idea of how big a piece it is, our summer programs, which are very substantial and bring in lots of kids, pay for roughly the health insurance premiums for the faculty. I mean, it's that big a piece potentially of a budget, and lots of colleges run summer programs for exactly that reason. There are, I mean, just it's endless. I mean, imagine the cleaning costs that colleges have taken on because they're if they're going to have people in buildings, they've got to do all kinds of special things. They had to spend money on online teaching for the spring semester because people needed new software. They needed new computers that would work from home. They needed whatever the tools were that they needed. We and lots of schools and colleges are thinking about spending a lot of money retrofitting our campuses, having faucets that don't require using your hands, that you can just wave and the water turns on, changing doorknobs so that they can be elbowed or operated with foot. So it's just this sort of endless ripple effect. Every time we turn around, we realize that there's another potential expense. We are going to offer some summer programs for our students, more academic summer programs this summer, and we're not going to charge our families because we're trying to show them that there's value in what we're offering, and colleges are going to feel pressure to do the same thing. They want kids to come back just like we do.